I want to be royalty. I want to have power. So I'm learning about all of the monarchs in England, throughout history. It's the conquerors and the ones that inherited all of their wealth and glory. I guess I plan to do both. Queen Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen. She's the daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. She's the younger half-sister of Queen Mary I, or Bloody Mary. Elizabeth ascended the throne in 1558 after the death of her sister Mary. She was the Queen of England and Ireland, I never knew that, until her death in 1603. She had a few bumps in the road during her lifetime. Her mother, Anne Boleyn, was beheaded when Elizabeth was only 2 years old. Elizabeth was imprisoned for almost a year when her sister, a devout Catholic, her sister Mary, was queen, as Elizabeth was suspected of supporting Protestant rebels. Gotta love the sisterly love. She was also chased around for some slap and tickle by the hubby of her stepmother, Catherine Parr. This guy was Thomas Seymour. He was banished from the home when they were caught in an embrace. She was pretty much responsible, although it was reluctantly, for getting her cousin Mary, Queen of Scots, locked away and eventually executed. And ever so interestingly, Elizabeth was succeeded by the son of Mary, Queen of Scots, King James VI of Scotland. So weird the way these family members treat each other, and then this one is really horrible to this person, but they'll adopt the son, and then the son will go on the throne. But despite all of these little, I guess you could call them missteps, Elizabeth was overall regarded as a great queen. One of the things that she did was establish an English Protestant church. She proclaimed herself married to the country of England, and she never actually married, and never produced an heir. The Elizabethan era is noted for the works of William Shakespeare and the defeat of the Spanish Armada. Let's talk a little bit about the Spanish Armada. Alright, this all traces back to Philip II. Queen Mary's popularity with the people declined sharply when she was determined to marry the very Catholic Philip II. He was the son of Holy Roman Emperor Charles V. In 1554, Wyatt's Rebellion broke out. This was an unsuccessful uprising in England led by Sir Thomas Wyatt that occurred due to Queen Mary's decision to marry Philip II and make Catholicism the main religion of England. Elizabeth was suspected to play a role in this uprising, and she was imprisoned in the Tower of London, despite her saying, no, I didn't do anything, I want nothing to do with this, no. Anyway, Mary was finally convinced to spare her sister's life due to pretty much a lack of evidence. Anyway, getting back to Philip II. He appointed this dude, the Duke of Medina Sidonia. He had absolutely no naval experience at all, and he was chosen to command a Spanish fleet called the Spanish Armada. The plan was to use this fleet to invade England and overthrow Elizabeth I to reinstate Catholicism in England, and also to prevent attacks by the English and the Dutch, the privateers, against Spanish interests in the Americas. Needless to say, this whole plan failed. Elizabeth defeated the Spanish Armada. This is one of the things that she is known for. Elizabeth actually turned down the hand of Philip. She turned down the hand of pretty much, everybody during her reign. There was supposedly one love of her life, her childhood friend Robert Dudley. Dudley was married though. His wife, Amy Dudley, died from a fall down a flight of stairs. Now, many believe that this was no accident and that Dudley was actually behind this because he wanted to marry Queen Elizabeth. This idea of him marrying her, even though she was kind of into it, it was met with extreme disapproval on the part of the nobility. Dudley died soon after the defeat of the Spanish Armada. So Elizabeth ruled for a whopping 44 years, which contrasted sharply with the very brief reigns of her half-siblings, King Edward VI and Queen Mary I. She was generally regarded as short-tempered. Gee, I wonder where she inherited that one from. She was considered at times indecisive, and her popularity was diminished toward the end of her reign by various economic and military issues. Still, despite that, she's basically known throughout history as having been a very successful queen.